Recorded live in Morgantown, West by God, Virginia, and across the world, with your hosts, Kevin Jones, John Flowers, and our lovely co-host, Ashley. This is the Final Forecast Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Final Forecast featuring me, one of your co-hosts, Kevin Jones. Got my boy Jay Flo in the building.
Yeah.
You got our lovely co-host, Ashley.
That's me.
And super producer Dave is here as well.
Put that in quotations.
Hello.
For sure. Quotation, super producer. And
We don't need to litigate what happened last week. The episode just didn't go out. We had technical difficulties. Let's move on. Let's talk about this football team.
Fucking jerk.
That was a great transition. We can go right into it.
So we recorded the best episode ever last week, and then Dave, our super producer in quotations, messed it all up, and we just the episode just never came out. He lost it somehow, and he's gonna be.
You can't blame Dave for that, though.
No, it is Dave. He keeps trying to blame you, Ash, and your storage is not full, and like everything's fine. So it's just he was at the beach. He was having a good time. So Dave is
All
suspended.
right, I just muted him. So for everyone at home, I just hit the mute button and stopped him talking.
Dave is suspended for one game, and he will have to do African American sensitivity training. I want to get back without pay.
What does that include for me, John? What do I need to do?
There it is.
I don't know. You got to go to the hood in Waldorf.
In your cul-de-sac, will they offer me like finger foods and champagne?
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
look
good.
funny. Hey man, let's switch it over to some WVU news, some great WVU news. 3-game winning streak right now currently in football.
First time under Neil Brown, by the way.
Hey, there we go. And
Wow.
Nico, we trust. There we go. Hey,
And Nico,
we do trust.
See, Nico
That's for
was
sure.
behind Green, and he learned a lot from Green.
oh, is that what happened?
Oh, I'm not, and you know what, John? I will not disagree with that. You're probably right about that. I do believe Green to be a good leader.
Nice. So shout out to
So
Green, still leading the team.
Now, the question
Getting
is,
paid.
if Green gets better, do we think Green starts, or do we think Nico keeps the job at this point?
Then you got to go with
I
the
mean,
hot hand. You got to go with the
I don't even think does Nico have a hot hand? How many? He's
Yeah,
thrown
that's
under
true.
100 yards
Yeah,
for
that's true.
in 3
Damn.
games. That's not,
Yeah, I can't. Okay,
I'm
let me
But you know
rephrase
what?
that.
You know what's funny
Go ahead.
though? What has stricken me? Anyways,
struck.
struck. Thank you. One of our first discussions before the season started, Kev, you said it. If it's not going to be a winning season, if it's not going to be successful, then do you just put Nico in
Right.
and let him get some games under his belt and let him get comfortable? It's almost worked out in our favor, right? Because I believe both of those things are happening simultaneously.
That's true. But also, and I was saying that to the effect of if we're not winning, but now that we are winning, does that increase? Because I was saying it from a perspective of if we're not
True.
winning, there's no pressure on Nico to be anything, and he can just go out and play freely. But now that we are winning, we have a chance to be bowl eligible. Well, we got 3 more wins in order to reach a bowl game. So it's like
Yeah, we only need 3 more, but we have a really rough road ahead.
I think
Can't
we
win
could beat
3
TCU.
more. Why you think that?
You said why do I think we could beat
Yeah.
TCU? Because I think that our defense is playing great, by the way.
Our defense is playing really
And
good.
I think our
think if
defense
we
is getting
can-
lucky.
Huh? You think it's been
I think
lucky?
our defense is,
How
is
is that?
pretty lucky. So I think 2 of the 3 teams that we beat, like both their starting quarterbacks got hurt. We were playing a backup quarterback, and they were
True.
just awful, like missing wide open players down the field. That's from what I saw.
Okay.
Again, I don't know anything about football, but
I believe that to be the case with Texas Tech, 100%.
and someone else before
Pitt
that.
was just a bad team.
Pitt.
Let's keep it real. Let's just keep it 100.
Somebody on their team
They're
got hurt.
bad.
Didn't their quarterback get hurt though?
No, that's their quarterback.
You sure?
Pretty
Another
sure.
thing, that happened last episode. Ash was wrong 10 times, and I was right.
Oh, was
10
not.
out of 10 times.
Damn, now I gotta go
And I
back
wouldn't
and
call
listen
it
now.
wrong.
Yeah, you can't
Can't
listen.
listen.
Kev.
You can't.
Can't listen.
It's not.
Because
Oh,
Doesn't
you
Dave-
scrapped the whole. Oh, dang. I
Yeah,
thought you-
because there were so
Dave-
many
He
points
had
where
to.
Ash would like
Oh,
go
man,
into a
that's crazy.
conversation, and it would just be John doing this, and be like, "Yep, that's another one that I've got right." It was up to 3, and Ash would just glitch out, and I wasn't even speaking, and it was just awful. But yeah,
so it's not documented. So I guess it didn't happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't believe you now, John. Sorry. I don't
Somebody
believe
got hurt. What game? Duquesne? It wasn't Duquesne.
I thought the QB from the last team got injured on the field.
That's what I
Texas
thought.
Tech.
I thought Texas Tech did.
Oh yeah, Texas Tech
And then
did.
I
Yeah,
wanna
but John thought Pitt's quarterback got hurt as well. But
But so are we
pretty
saying?
sure Djokovic is their guy, right?
So are we saying this 3-game winning streak is a product of luck or Neil Brown coaching better? Are guys playing? What are we contributing this to?
Okay, so first of all, definitely, I think we have gotten lucky up until this point. Let's just keep it real. We've had some, and even this Texas Tech game, there was a couple calls that really fell in our favor. For sure,
Oh,
they were
yeah.
close.
Nah.
but they fell in our
We
favor.
definitely got some home cooking there. Yo. They
Yeah,
didn't even
like,
measure like it was like close to the fourth. It was 4th down. We went for it like 3 or 4 times. It was like 4th and inches. They didn't even measure. They was just like West Virginia ball.
There it is. Yeah.
That was crazy. That was
so-
insane.
Yeah, we've been getting lucky. But I will say there's been some shining moments of good play calling
Which one?
when we actually throw the ball downfield.
He's got under 100 yards in 3 games. I really don't remember a deep ball play. Like, I don't remember.
No,
one.
I mean, at least we're throwing further, though. At least it's not just screen passes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting somewhere, but they're not. It's not consistent. Also, I don't know why the fuck we are running our goddamn quarterback, who is our backup. Like, are you kidding me? Why are you running this guy? Why? These are plays designed to make your quarterback run. Why are we playing them? You're gonna get him hurt. And then where are we going to be?
I don't think he likes to sit in the pocket and be paid. Oh, never mind. That was great.
I think Nico has the potential to be a phenomenal college
But
quarterback.
why?
Phenomenal. What have you seen?
Because
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
there's moments you can see it, right? Like you can see that he can see. It's difficult to talk. So certain quarterbacks, you can kind of tell by the way they react and how they do certain things that they have what is like a high football IQ, right? Like he knows where his guy is. Not to mention, not only does he know where his dude is, he knows how to throw the ball and get it where it needs to go. Granted, he's still very young at this point, right? Like he doesn't have a lot of experience under his belt. I believe once he's comfortable and has that experience under his belt, I think he's going to be phenomenal. Shit, look what he did in high school, dude. And he was playing at a big level. We're not talking about some kid in West Virginia who was a quarterback. We're not talking about some kid who played at a decent whatever. Like he played in the big leagues as far as like high school ball is concerned. So I believe Nico has, and he can run and he can throw.
Right.
I do see a lot of potential in him. There was a few moments that he shines. It's going to take a minute. Obviously, he's got to get that experience under his belt. But I will say, I believe he's only going to get better.
And this is why I say have Nico in. Like now that we do have this like cushion of having, he can play kind of more free just because we are 3-1, which I don't think a lot of people would thought that we would be in this position at this point in the season.
No.
So it's for me, I think he's only, if he is as good or is projected to be as good as you think he is, then I think we just leave him out there, and I think experience will take over. And he's gonna have some bumps and bruises just like any young player in any sport will have. But I think ultimately we're gonna have to take those losses in order for us to get to where we want to go if he's gonna be our future quarterback. So I just say stay
sure.
with Nico. We already seen how the other how the other option turns
And
out.
that's the other thing.
Wow.
The dude can run, no doubt about it. But
saying.
if we put Garrett in
Just
there, we're
saying.
going to do nothing but run.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong about Nico. Like, so I guess if you want to give him a chance, leave him out there then. If you're building towards the next season.
At this point, you got
I
to,
like this
though, right?
quote.
Build towards
No.
the next season.
That's what I'm saying.
A considerable jump. What? Where? I just don't get it. I don't understand. I really don't.
I don't think that he necessarily made a considerable jump. I think they trusted him a little bit more in the Texas Tech game.
Where? How many passes did he throw?
I'd have to see the stats, but
Well, he only got.
You also got to consider, like, he's not gonna go out and throw for like 300 yards his first. You know what I mean? Like, they not gonna. I don't think they're gonna throw the whole playbook at him at first. Like, when he first comes in a
No.
game, you got to get him
And that's
comfortable
actually what-
week by week, and then I feel like they're gonna start opening up the playbook a little bit more for him to show more of what he can do.
and that's exactly what Neil Brown said. We're going to have to reduce the playbook for Nico.
I mean, that's just
All right.
what you would
But
just.
I think-
Oh, go ahead. Ash.
I think that at this point, Nico is I think he's the better choice.
I think
That
so,
was
too.
always a bad thing in basketball. Maybe I'm putting things too much in basketball terms because that was always a bad thing when Huz put a guy on the floor and he couldn't run certain plays. Can't run the shit, Larry. He don't know. He don't know the fucking plays. So that was always a bad thing. I mean, you're a quarterback. You're supposed to be ready and to do every play. I don't know, though. I really don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's more moving parts in football. Like you said, John, I don't really know much about football, but just from outside looking in, it seems like it's more moving parts in the football where even if you be getting thrown out there, you have to like reduce the playbook a little bit just because there's more components to it, more people like counting on it. So I don't know. I think it's way different than basketball.
It is,
So-
for sure. You got a lot more moving parts in football. Dave, can you move that pop up? Because I really like this quote from what Neil Brown said. And I think we should discuss, because he was talking about the first half play. And he said, well, he had a bad decision on the first interception, which I totally agree. He said, and then he made a really good play. We dropped one that turned into a pick, and then he had a really nice play on the ball in the end zone that we dropped. So guys got to make plays around him, but I thought he handled it. He's handled adversity, which I totally agree. This guy can handle the pressure. He says, we're in a good position. We got to hold on to the football. We can't turn it over, and then we're going to come. We're getting their best in the second half. We've got to be ready. And he's not wrong.
Hey,
Someone
listen,
did drop a pass in the end zone for Nico. I do remember that.
and also he's learning in wins. I would much rather learn in wins than a loss. So
Agreed. And see, I think that's where Nico shines. Just like in some of the other games that he played for us last year, like we're talking clutch time. That's when he gets in there, right? Someone gets hurt, something happens, and there's a lot of pressure on this kid. Pit game, prime example. He handles those moments so fucking well that he's the guy that I think is going to make those plays happen when we need to make them happen.
So you project
I
him
hope I'm
like
not getting too high.
yeah.
up,
I mean, by the way
but
you talking, it's like he gonna be a future first rounder.
It's weird. You ever see those people? I'm sure you guys do it in basketball. Like when you're watching an up and comer guy in college or whatever, and you see those moments, and you're like, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like you kind of know. That's kind of what I see in Nico. I'm not saying he's gonna be stellar. I'm not gonna say that he's gonna be like first round draft pick. But I'm saying he's going to be a good quarterback.
See, I get that with like basketball. Like you could tell like a guy's quick. He made a nice move here. He did this here. Like I don't know how to look for that in football. But I can say that I feel like I can get out there and throw for 50 yards in a game.
Bro.
I
wanna
could
see
throw a
that.
couple of screen passes, right? I could do that. Like I feel like I could do that right now. I could say hike, look to
That's
my
so
left, throw
disrespectful.
the ball and catch it.
That's so
I
disrespectful.
just-
Because
I
you know
get it.
what? Because if a
It
football
really
player
is.
came out and was like, "Oh yeah, I can shoot a few jump shots. I can shoot from here. I can shoot," we would look at him the same way and be like, "Yo, what the hell are you talking about?" Like
Probably
you would,
could.
You
It's
would,
been done.
in a
JB,
game.
Jerb-
You would never
JB, shout out to
in a
Jerb-
game.
Brown.
Yeah, in a game he played against Duke and got buckets. Like he's done it.
He's played against Duke now.
But Jarrett Brown played
Is this a
basketball.
challenge?
Did he played
It is
against?
a
He played
challenge, and
against
I
Duke.
think-
Doo-doo-doo. Yes, he was in the game. He was on my team.
He was
bro.
getting
wasn't
buckets
over
against
there.
Duke. How much he had?
Buckets.
How much he
I
had?
think he scored once. Once.
Okay,
He scored
yeah.
once.
And
Played
shout out to
against
JB. I'm not saying nothing against JB. I'm just saying that's super disrespectful
Again,
to say
Hold on.
I could just come in and
JB played both. He knows how to play both.
Bro, how
There's a
disrespectful?
difference.
How disrespectful is it? Like,
because
real
you've
talk,
never
like,
played football. That's
I
very
did play
disrespectful.
football as a
When?
child. I played football
As a
kid.
child.
Yeah, I played football.
I'm not about to.
Not in high
I'm
school.
But this is
not
what we
about
talking
to.
about, though, right? This is what
No,
we're
we're
talking about.
not.
We're
We're not
talking
talking about
about
that.
a screen pass, like hike, look to the left, throw a screen pass, bro.
Bro, it's with people
Okay.
coming at with
Two-
300-pound defensive linemen coming at you. You act like that's so easy.
Exactly. Yes.
What?
To the WVU coaching staff or anybody else that can make this happen.
Yes,
dear
please.
God, send John out there
I would
during a
love to
practice.
see this.
Why? So the
Tell
so
them,
the
give
line,
them everything they
so
got.
the line could let.
So
these,
what's
let
the
these
exact
dudes
request?
through.
I'll put it in right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I want John to go to
Yeah,
a Mountaineer football practice. I'm talking full practice, right? Where we got the whole like a
Come
scrimmage
on, they
style.
don't have time for this.
And
Middle
I
of the season.
want to see John play QB during practice.
Why,
Throw a ball. It's so easy for him to make a
Why
screen
don't- why don't we
pass.
get-
Show him the screen pass play
why don't we
and make
just?
him
Why
run
don't we
it.
get Rasheed Marshall on here, the assistant coach for the football team, and we'll just ask him like, is it you? What do you think? Do you think I could throw for 50 yards throwing screen
He can't
passes?
answer that. It'd be impossible for him to answer that. He's
How?
never seen you throw a football.
But he knows I'm
It
athletic.
ain't
He know- he
impossible
see
for me to answer that. I don't
Just
think you
because
can.
you're athletic doesn't mean you can play any sport, John.
Huh?
It doesn't mean.
Just because you're athletic does not mean you can play any sport
Like golf.
and play it well.
Like golf. Yeah, you can't play golf or one of those sports that don't require
you
athleticism.
automatically think because
So
you
you
have athleticism, you can do anything.
So you think you
and
could just
can
step
do
on
it well?
a tennis court? You think you could?
That's what I'm saying.
You
yeah.
could play hockey.
Play
You think you
tennis.
could just do anything just because you was good at
Hockey?
basketball?
You can do
I
hockey.
play-
John
I
is a
played
professional at pickleball.
I am a professional pickleball
I love
player.
pickleball, by the way.
This
I
conversation
hockey is. I mean, with some
off
practice,
the
yeah,
rails.
I could play any sport because I'm athletic. Of course, I got to practice a little bit. Like,
You know, I love the fact that you
You're
believe
out
in
here
yourself.
saying anybody can make a screen pass. I mean, that's disrespectful.
I'm sorry,
didn't
Ash.
say
Where's
anybody.
John from now?
yeah.
I don't know,
did-
give him a southern
Oklahoma.
accent real quick.
I didn't say anybody. I said me. I said I feel like I can go out
anybody.
there, say hike, look to the left, and throw a screen pass for 50 yards. He threw for 50 yards. Like, I don't understand.
You think that's half the goddamn field? You think you can throw a ball that far and get it into someone's
No,
hands?
you can throw it to the left 2 yards, and he can run for a touchdown for 100
Bro, it's
yards.
not. It's not just
I
about
get
your
what
arm
you're
accuracy.
saying, but that's not up to you to say I'm going to do a screen pass and that dude's going to run this far. You
Yeah.
can't say that.
But that's what Nico's been doing. He didn't have a lot of deep balls. He's not throwing it deep. He's just throwing screen passes.
But when he does it well. That's what I'm saying.
When did he do it
He's
if
got the
he's only
potential.
got 60 yards? That's all I'm saying. I don't remember him throwing a deep ball.
I'm saying
don't-
it's more than just throwing the ball. It's about timing, like your connection with your
Yes.
receivers. It's more than just I'm gonna just get out here and just throw the ball. There's more to it. That's why I'm saying it's disrespectful. You making it seem like it's so easy as
know.
far as like the timing of it all. Like yeah, anybody can go out there and throw a ball on 2 yards, but you also have to have that connection to your like receivers and shit. Like that's not easy.
Exactly.
And you have a DB defending it, so like that's also not easy.
No, that's true.
And let's remember, too, that he's only doing what the play calls are allowing him to do. He's not making play call decisions.
That's true as well. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback or any of that. I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
Kind of
All I've
sounds
seen
like
do
you're saying
is-
now. Just
all I've
I
seen
just
him
want to
do
know
is
why
throw screen
John
passes. So he
kept
could
this
be-
dual threat athletic supremacy from WVU while he was on the basketball team.
I was gonna play. I was gonna play for Rich Rod, but Hug said no. So Google it.
All right.
Look it up. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, what do we think? All right, so we're 3-1 now. What do we think about the TCU game? John doesn't think we can win. He doesn't think we have a chance in hell. So, what do you think, Ash?
We
Never
actually
said
played really well at TCU. I will say that we've been lucky, but I also believe that we're on opposite day. So I'm concerned about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
honestly,
need to look. I need to see TCU stats this year. I haven't been following them, but let's look it up.
TCU play. Who
They
they
lost to
play?
Colorado.
Colorado got
First
smacked by
game.
Oregon.
That was a shootout though. Can't really go off of that.
Mm.
We don't have
Both
we're
teams
not gonna score enough points to compete with them. So I think the only way is we win is our defense gonna have to have a hell of a day. Like
Yeah, defense stepped
And
up
I
big.
think our
last-
defense can do
yeah,
it.
Defense looked really good.
I
Last
think
game,
so
I ain't
too.
gonna lie.
But
Mm-hmm.
that's my only concern is that if we do get into a shootout somewhat, we probably not gonna win that kind of game. We got to make it ugly. We got to make an ugly game.
TCU they won the national championship last year, or was
They
that
were in
the
the
year
game.
before? They were in it.
Yeah, they were in the national championship game, but they lost. I can't remember who they lost to.
No, bro.
Huh?
That's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough game, bro.
Right.
And they,
TCU's favored to win by 12.5.
They're at home, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
it's hard for me to make predictions because I'm a WVU
I know.
fan. But being honest, like I want WVU to win, but
Right.
being honest, we're gonna go up there and get smacked, bro.
So is
Unless
that
they sign
so?
quarterback Garrett.
Yo. Has it
Just
been
being
freak?
honest.
Has these plays been freak accidents, or like are we hitting the quarterback to the point like we're knocking them out of the game? Like
The last quarterback, it was like an ankle. I think he broke his ankle for real.
yeah.
Pitt quarterback, I said he didn't get hurt, but I'm pretty sure he did.
I think Djokovic is their quarterback and has been.
We need to do the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing whenever we do a challenge.
What?
Man, I would have been the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire song when, like the
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I have that somewhere. Do you want me to load it right
that'd
now?
be funny.
yeah, you can do it.
That would be funny.
So apparently TCU currently is leading the Big 12 with 16 sacks
Yeah, that's
You think Nico's ready for
through
that?
its first 4 games.
You think Nico's ready for that?
no.
That's what concerns
I don't
me.
think he is, but hey, listen, he could prove me wrong.
Yeah, this is the game where I'm like, all right, Nico, like now we can see like what's up, like what you got.
So if he has a bad game, you don't think he's a quarterback of the future?
If he has a, there's no
Let's
telling
just
who our
say he.
quarterback's gonna be. We don't
Let's
even
just say
know
he
who-
throws for 150 yards, 1 touchdown,
Ooh.
1
It's a good
interception.
game. I mean,
is that a good day?
If
For
you're
him.
progressively getting better every game, that's a good day. If I'm seeing improvement every game, that's a good, yeah.
So at
But I
this
haven't
point,
seen anything though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just haven't seen anything. Ash says she saw a lot. I don't know where.
so at this point, I know it's always about wins and losses, right? But let's just say we lose against TCU, but Nico has a great game. Is that a moral victory?
To me,
in
that's a
sense?
win.
I think that's a moral victory.
Absolutely.
Because
What's
it's
a
like,
great game?
okay, we lost, but I think we got our quarterback for the future now.
I think
It depends, bro.
a good game for him would be, first of all, a closely contested game.
Yep.
Him connecting some of those passes that we were talking about, him showing his throwing skills. I think that would be a win for Nico. I think although, I mean, he did have a couple picks, one of which was not really a pick because his receiver tipped it, but like no turnovers, things like that. You know what I mean? Him showing his skills, and also under pressure, right? So like even when they're coming at him, he doesn't make, those crazy decisions when he feels pressure. Like those I would take as a win.
So
and showing that Nico's maturity is where it
What are some of his skills that you saw the last game?
it's hard to explain. It's just you can kind of see like the way that, like, for instance, one of the things that drove me nuts about some of our previous quarterbacks was like the way they threw the ball, like not setting their feet before they throw, and when you're throwing in motion and like throwing off your like the wrong foot, things like that. Nico doesn't do that, right? He has the foundation, right? He's got good foundation. He sees what he needs to see. You can kind of, I don't know, it's weird. Like you watch him like step back and like kind of assess the situation. I think he's making smart decisions. Does he always make the right one? No, but he's still learning. But it's like those little skill things, like, you know, planting his feet before he throws, things like that, like little things.
So he has good intangibles.
And maybe maybe I end up being wrong about this. I don't know, but I feel that I'm seeing those things that I want to see in a young quarterback.
So he has good
he's good.
intangibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope he's good. I just haven't seen it. This is the game where, you know what I mean? Like on the road, like what are you gonna do? I don't want to see a whole bunch of screen passes and like.
Yeah, I'm over the screen passes personally,
Right.
especially when they're not fucking working.
I think everybody knows it's coming. Like we were calling out the plays, like
They know they're coming.
screen
Oh my God, we're
pass.
playing the same. We are hitting the same play 2-3 times in a row. Like, oh my God. I mean, that might be.
But there has to
But
be
definitely
a reason for that though. Like
I think there's
we don't know more than Neil Brown doesn't about
Right.
football. So
That's a fact. But I feel like there's a thing as being too conservative because I feel like, obviously, like I said earlier, you can't open the playbook up too much, especially too early. But also, it's like you can't limit the guy as well. Like you got to take a couple deep shots just to keep the defense honest. Because if you know exactly like what the team's gonna run every time, that's the only thing you're guarding. But if you switch it up and take a deep shot and you miss, at least you're like, oh shit, like we didn't think that they were going to do that. So now we got to at least adjust our defense a little bit. You know what I mean? So if you're going to keep on doing the same thing, I don't have to adjust my defense at all. Like, because I know exactly what you're about to do.
we did make those deep balls against Duquesne, like number 84. In this game, number 84 was wide open. That's why I said Nico, he didn't show me anything because he missed number 84 about
One time?
No. I counted. Like, it was at least 3 or 4 times. Like, and he's just not.
What do you know about 84? Can 84 catch a ball? Does he know
I mean,
that?
he earned a scholarship catching balls, and he won us the Duquesne game.
I'm just saying, maybe there's things that you don't know.
All I know is if you're wide open, I'm going to throw you the ball. Like, I don't have to be a quarterback to know that. You're wide open. Like, we want a touchdown. Oh, yeah, the one time he did throw in the ball, it was a bad pass. Like, it was like a lob pass. He had to come back and get it. And I think they called it back because he didn't catch the ball. That was so.
I don't remember him throwing a
So
bad
that was one
pass
time
like
84 was open that he saw him late. He was wide open, saw him late, threw a bad pass that was short. 84 had to come back and try to get it. I don't know if they counted it as a pass or not, but and he was open a lot of other times too, man. But yeah, it's crazy. I like 87 too. 87 dropped one of Nico's passes in the end zone. But I like 87. I mean, I think we got an all right team, man. We got to put it together. We got to make something shake.
Yeah,
That's it.
Sounds like we got some good pieces.
I think
but
and I do think better. I feel like we need to be calling different plays because you're right, John. It's like very consistent, and that's not a good.
Is it
thing.
consistent or
You
predictable?
I should know what. Sorry, predictable. Consistent's the wrong word because consistency usually means good. But like, it's predictable. You're right, and it's sadly they see it coming. Fuck, I see it coming.
But even with that,
I shouldn't be able to see that. I shouldn't be able to say they're gonna throw a screen pass and then they do. Like I shouldn't be able to
Yep.
know that. I shouldn't be able to do that.
Exactly.
even
But
with
we
that
don't know.
being said, though, we're 3-1. Like even with that being said, so something I feel like we got to take whatever's working from these 3 games that we won, take that into TCU and then spice it up a little bit. Like as maybe the competition wasn't as good. Texas Tech not really a good team. Pitt not really a good team. Duquesne not really a good team. So we could get away with that stuff against them. Obviously, we can't get away with doing the same exact thing all the time against TCU. So maybe we might spice it up a little bit. You know what I mean? And with each week comes like more experience for Nico where you can like, okay, we can open this play up to you more because you getting reps in, where before he had to share reps with Garrett, so he couldn't get that same like game-like experience. So I think it'll be better against TCU. I'm not saying.
Do we want to do our predictions now? What our score predictions are, if we're going to win, lose.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
I just queued up all the fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound effects. I got them all.
That's not even what we were going to use them for, though.
Yeah, that wasn't.
We weren't using them for score
that one.
predictions.
I'm gonna say we win.
Ooh,
Keep the streak going.
I like it. I like it.
30-27.
I will
30-27.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Bold prediction. 30-27.
I like it.
I'm going to say.
Because that's what we're going to have to score in order to beat TCU, at least.
So, honestly, speaking about the team, love WVU. Definitely repping the blue and gold. Gold and blue. You know what I mean? But, honestly, I think we got kind of lucky the last game with their QB getting hurt. Nico hasn't really shown me anything yet, you know, besides a screen pass. Ash said he does have some flashes, so. TCU, defending national champs, they lost to Colorado. I mean, not national champs, but runner-ups. Lost to Colorado, barely. I don't think they can afford to lose any more games. They're favored by, 12? 2 touchdowns?
12 and a half.
12 and a half. I think we cover the spread, but I think we go up there and lose.
By the way, before I make my prediction, I just want to say the one team that we've had a significant loss to this year, Penn State, is fucking killing it, by the way.
Are they really?
They're number 6 in the nation, and they are smacking everyone. They just beat Iowa 31-0.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Before that, they beat Illinois 30-13. Before that, 63-7 against Delaware. So, like, they're not slouches this year. I do want to say
So we
that.
just
So the fact that we scored 15 on them.
expunging that loss from our record.
Hold up, we scored 15 on Penn
Yeah,
State?
there we go. That's what.
Yes, we did.
Hey, listen, it can happen. It can happen.
It can happen. It can happen.
I could hit the lottery tomorrow.
And their score shouldn't have been as high as it was. Like, we made some not so smart decisions there at the end, and they normally teams wouldn't go for the last points that they went for, and they did. So, but anyways, I will say this is going to be a super duper close one. All right, for sure, and it's going to be a low scoring game because I believe our defense is going to hold them off, and I believe theirs is going to hold our offense off for sure. And we both run a running game. I'm thinking, sadly, we're going to lose, but I think it's going to be 14-10. I think it's going to be that low
14-10 at home?
Yeah, I
You
think
think
it's
they're
gonna
going
be
to hold
that
them to
low.
14? Hey, if we hold TCU to 14 at TCU, we got hell of a defense. Like, we got a great defense, which I think we do, but that will just
I think we're gonna
prove
do
it to me.
I think we could, but here's the thing, though. That's if our offense can stay on the field. Because if
Yeah.
our defense gets tired,
Yeah, too.
that may not happen. But I do think it's going to be super low, and I think it's going to be a dogfight for sure. It's going to come down to the wire, and it's going to be something stupid like a turnover on downs that's going to like just blow it all up, pick six or some crazy shit.
Okay, I'll go with that. I think we went. I know I got us winning in a shootout, but I feel like a lower scoring game, we win that one. I don't know why. I feel like that's 14 points at home against. That's tough. We would, yeah, that's tough. I don't know. We'll see.
It is going to be tough, but I think it's doable.
Okay.
I do. Well, and honestly, maybe 14 was a bit generous. Maybe 17, but like
21-17 is more. I would be like, okay, yeah.
21-17 probably be a better prediction, but I think it's going to be
Okay.
low. I really do think it's going to be low.
Still good.
Yeah, and I also misspoke. I don't want to say turnover on downs. It's going to be a turnover on downs. It's going to win the game. It's going to be a little turnover.
Is Coach is Neil Brown's job safe now? after a 3-game winning streak?
No.
Why not?
No. There's too many factors at play here. Way too
We
many.
talked about this last episode before Dave lost.
Well,
it.
see, the nice thing is
Come out,
we
so we talking
we
about it
seamlessly
again.
put it in there.
Stop
we seamlessly
talking,
put it
Dave.
in here so that people
No,
would know.
stop talking, Dave.
Okay.
So what factors, Ash? What do you think?
A part of me, and this is going to be shitty to say, but for me, I feel it's a little too late. Number one. Number two, it's also extremely sad. The season just started, and for us to say his position's safe because we won three in a row that we haven't done since he's been here, that's sad.
That is pretty sad.
That's fucking
That is
sad.
pretty
That's
sad.
hilarious.
Damn.
No,
yeah.
that's hilarious. I didn't even think about that.
Damn.
And I feel he's got a lot more to show us. I think and here's the thing too, right? He was brought in as the offensive guy. He was supposed to be the guy that runs a crazy good offense. His play calling was supposed to be stellar. All the things that we have not seen are the things that he was brought in to do.
Ash, didn't
So
last episode
Until-
we said like if he won what was it? Above 500 and won a bowl game. And you
Yes.
said what? Do we keep and I said do we keep him or not? What did you say?
I don't remember what I said, but I think I said no.
Yeah.
What do you think, KJ?
I think
if we win up
for me, I've
You wash your
my
hands up?
I have.
I just don't know what what else we want him to do, because it's like, all right, he's not winning.
what else?
Like, no. I mean, for
Because here's the thing: even if we pull out a miracle this year, okay, let's say we pull out a miracle. Not only does he do stellar, he fucking takes us to the playoffs, all those things. The question is, what's been going on the past few years? I understand building
COVID.
a team 100%.
COVID.
You can't fucking blame everything. on
Remember,
COVID.
Shane
Yeah, you
Lyons
can.
said it was year
I've done
zero.
I've done
Yeah,
it a
you
lot.
can.
Shane
Nah.
Lyons said it was
Yeah, you-
basically year zero after COVID.
COVID was
Nah.
2 years
After
ago.
COVID. So what you're telling me last year was the first year?
Yeah.
Even that.
What was
We
it
had a
Pat
bad
McAfee
year.
said? That these are your guys now.
So that was his
6
first
years
year.
in.
These are
This
your
ain't the
guys,
Pat-
and they've been your
This
guys.
ain't the Pat
This is
McAfee.
year
This ain't the
6.
Pat
That's for
McAfee
damn
show,
sure. He
yo.
doesn't eat
You're not
during the
doing
show.
that. He doesn't lose shows every weekend.
I wish he has $1 million studio. We have
Nah, we don't want to hear
we have-
that. Nah.
We have
I don't want to
4
hear
shitty
that.
You got
laptops
backups
and
on
an angry
backups.
host.
I'm tired of excuses. Putting my athletic director
Yeah.
hat on. If he wins enough games to get to a respectable bowl game and wins the bowl game, you have to keep him
Why?
because he's shown that he's building something. Now we're building something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
unless you want to
Listen.
start all over
And
again,
what-
now we're building. We
I
can build on
believe
top of that.
listen, we will have that discussion. We'll have a discussion. I could change my mind. I don't know. As of right now, I don't see it.
And what
You don't see
are
them
other
winning.
options?
See it.
That's my whole point. Is like, what we're asking him to win, right? He's on a 3-game winning streak
Pretty
Yeah.
right
bare
now,
minimum
and
to
it's
ask a
like
coach to win.
it's yeah. Of course, bare minimum. But I'm saying I'm saying finally, okay, first 3-game winning streak of his career at WVU. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, he's not perfect, but it's like, okay, maybe we got a new freshman quarterback that you said you've seen a lot of promise in. Seems like our defense is playing well. It seems like
True.
we're trending in the right direction. And it's like, no, I don't care because of past things still. That's like if you're in a that's
get
like
what
in
you're
your if
saying.
you're in a relationship with your boyfriend and you see him making strides
know.
to be better, and you're like, nah, I still can't forgive you for what you did last time.
Fuck
It's-
that.
Fuck that. Like, I don't
Listen,
care.
we
So-
never, KJ, we never forget.
yeah, but that's what I'm
We never
saying
forget.
though. It's like, when are we? He's gonna be two more years down the line. He's gonna be winning bowl games. Like, but nah, remember what you did when you first started? How you lost? I'm like,
Okay.
what else? What we want him to do?
My point is 2 things. First of all, he's not losing his job during the season, okay? We're going to get through the season before the decision is made. That's a decision to be made later on down the road. However, from what I've seen thus far. I'm just saying, a guy that got brought in to build an offense and be the offensive guy, I don't see it.
Right.
That's it. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
That's fair.
The excuse this year will be
TBD as to whether he's going to keep his job or
he
not.
lost his starting quarterback this year, so that's the excuse this year.
But ain't no excuse. He's
Okay.
3-1. So was he really a starter?
Facts. I don't know.
Nah, but I just think we don't have no better option than him. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. If we got a better
As of
right
right
now, but are we banking
No,
that?
that's what I'm saying. He's going to keep his job through the season, but that doesn't mean that there's not other people.
I
out
know,
there.
but that's not. I'm not even talking about during the season. Even if he had a losing
You mean
record,
after the fact.
I don't think he was gonna get fired during the season. I'm talking about the off season. Is there so much of a better coach that's coming in that is willing? Because also you got to think about it. There are great coaches out there, but would they be willing to take on this job? Because this job is a lot.
We
a
are
good
in
job.
a Power 5
Yeah,
conference.
it's a good
I
job.
think we are definitely going to.
It's a good job, but we're also not respectfully not Alabama. We are not these, obviously we have a historically good football program, but we are not these top schools. So, but we also have these top school expectations for ourselves as well. So that's why a lot of coaches will look at this job and be like, do I want that kind of pressure if I can't get the type of players here just because of like the Alabamas or LSU's taking them away from us? But we still have that same kind of pressure.
I would say two things. First of all, you'd be surprised. All these coaches started from somewhere. No one thought that these coaches were going to be stellar before they got where they're at, right? There could be a diamond in the rough out there for all we know. Someone who's coming up from a lower D1 school who has had success against some bigger who knows? Hell, he could come in with no expectation at this fucking point.
You just literally described Neil Brown, though. What we thought about Neil Brown.
I did not think that about Neil Brown. I knew that.
You didn't think that about Neil Brown? Everybody else did.
Nope.
We also didn't have
Nope.
the NIL
Nope. I knew it.
factor.
He didn't have the
equipment.
experience.
Yeah, Ash did say
funding.
that. Ash said he didn't have the experience.
Okay.
But
Okay.
my thing is putting my AD hat back on. We didn't even give Dion a call. Like, you know what I mean?
was
Like, we
not
didn't even
coming
call
in,
him.
bro.
Like, we didn't even call him.
We did talk about the confidence thing, by the way, which I think is very important.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're stellar as long as you think you're stellar, because you'd be surprised what you can do with a positive attitude.
Dion would have got us out of our debt already with,
Damn right he
with 3
would've.
games. And we didn't even call him. Like, I just don't understand what's going on. Like, I know I'm a great AD, like, and I got all the answers, but why wouldn't you give Dion a call, bro?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
if he
what
did go
really
to
pissed me
Colorado,
off, bro.
he could at
we
least
had
give
a chance.
Could at least
We
give
had
him a
a
call.
chance.
You're right.
It's crazy, bro.
That's true. That's true.
That's my only.
But did we
gripe,
have
but
$16
whatever,
million
man.
to make that decision?
Colorado didn't have the money to get Dion.
Yeah, they did.
But we would have to pay out
They just
Neil and pay a new coach.
That's
didn't
true.
have the money.
True.
Dion would have did that in 3 games.
By the way, we gotta stop doing this dumb stuff, like giving people contracts, like when we shouldn't be giving people contracts. And also, there should always be a stipulation in those contracts
What you mean?
that say, no, I'm not gonna buy you out if you run this team into the ground.
Nah, you can't do that.
But I mean, that's not just exclusive to us,
Why
though.
not?
Everybody pays for like stuff. Like not everybody, but most people pay for stuff that's like an unknown. Like that's the whole gamble of
Ash,
getting.
didn't you sign a contract with CLG?
I did not, but I
It's
know
like
a lot
a-
of people who do sign
So if
contracts.
you sign a-
And that's the other thing, right? There's stipulations in those contracts that basically state if you are not pulling in the ratings that we expect, you will lose your job.
After what amount of years, though?
I mean, they all vary. It depends
Yeah.
on what
So
market
you-
you're in.
yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, it's still, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
They redid Neil's contract. That was the first problem. Shane.
that's
Shane
what I'm
did
saying.
That.
They never should have redone
Yeah, they
that
should have
contract.
waited
Correct.
to do that.
Correct.
I think they redid it when
Correct.
he still had like 2 years left on his.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. It was way too early. It's like, what? No,
Yeah, that didn't make sense. But
I didn't either.
Well, I ain't for the best for them. I think we'll make a bowl game this year, which I think
hope you're
that's
right.
that's
I
a
hope
step
I
in
am
the right
wrong about
direction.
everything except Nico, but I hope I'm wrong about everything else. I hope that this ends up being the season that we've been hoping for, praying for, all those good things.
What's your fiance's name? Oh,
Joe.
oh, does Joe know how much you love Nico? God, I mean, dang.
Okay.
I mean,
You're gonna accuse me of
we
that.
haven't seen Nico do too much. Like, well, I'm like, dang, I just haven't seen that. But
In comparison to what we've had,
Hey Ash, I'm
Just
I'm with
saying.
you. I'm Nico for
would you
president
take
all the way.
would you take
I'm with
Nico
Ash.
over JT Daniels?
yes, all day.
You would take
All day.
You would
Yeah, I
take
bet.
50 yards a game over JT Daniels right now.
We haven't seen what Nico can do. Nico is just getting started, friend.
I mean,
Just getting started.
all right.
And JT Daniels didn't do shit for us. What are you talking
He
about?
did so he wasn't as bad as everybody made him out to be. He scored. He threw for more than 50 yards a game. I know that.
Lord.
Challenge.
Look at those stats.
Challenge.
We're gonna
Because they trusted him to throw the ball.
look back in this and
They're not letting Nico throw the
we're
ball.
gonna look back in this in 2 years, and when Nico's in the first
And he-
round of the 2026 draft, we're gonna look back and be like,
I'm not
wow.
saying Nico's bad. I'm not
Anytime
saying
Ash-
Nico's bad.
Yep, you are. No, I'm just in other WVU sports news. New head coach Josh Eilert had a press conference. I don't know if was it impromptu or was it about like the Big 12 season? Dave.
Yeah,
They
he
just started,
he usually meets with
practice.
media. It's the start of the practice season, and the schedule came out. Is it this very dramatic quote here? Pull it up.
Okay. Sir, we're going to play with a chip on our shoulder. This state has always operated with a chip on its shoulder. Give us your full support, and I think we'll feed off of it. We're going to come together. We're going to work each and every day to grow as a team. We're going to do it the right way. We're excited about that, and we're excited about representing the university and the state. I promise you we're going to pour our heart into it. I like it. But I think Josh is doing all the right things, man. Like, he hasn't skipped a beat, I don't think, like since the whole thing with Hugs. I feel like he's done everything in his power. And obviously at the end of the day, he can't perform for the guys on the team. He can't do that. But everything that's within his power, I think he's done. And he's killed it so far.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna
he's
take the
and
Ash.
he's young enough to get out to the community to where he's not just like a figure that we don't ever see.
I saw him at Walmart the other day. Did I tell you
He's
that?
around. He's around town. You know what I mean? I think that
I was
makes
I was like coming out. He was coming in. I was like, it's Coach
He's got a
Eilert.
glow.
Like I never saw Huggins
He's got a
out
swag.
like ever.
He's got a swag to him, like
He definitely
that
does.
white boy swag, like the
Yep.
F-150, the fucking tight jeans,
Kid
and all
Rock
that. Like,
coming.
shades to the back, shades in the back, trucker hat.
Oh my
He's got a
God.
swag to him. You know what I mean? He's got a glow. I like that.
Right.
I like that. Like he's
I do
ready
too.
for it. But I'm gonna take the Ash approach with him right now. You know what I mean? It hasn't shown us anything yet, but we love him.
Right.
That's it.
But I do that because that's my bro. I don't know why Ash is doing that. With me. You don't know. That's my guy.
Because I want to have faith in our quarterback that I know is going to be with
What about
us.
Green?
I said for a minute.
Green has one more year.
Still, listen. You know what though? Maybe I'm wrong. Because I don't know that.
No,
they let
don't
him
let
throw the
no
ball.
no no
They'll
don't
him
let
throw
no
the
no no
goddamn
don't
ball
let
and I'll
John
make
do
my
that
point.
to you.
Yes.
Don't let John do that to you.
Come to your senses.
Don't let John do that to you. You on the right side of history, Ash. Don't worry, you're gonna be on the right side of history.
Thank you. I think so. I think
That's
so.
crazy.
I definitely think that Nico he's the guy. There it is. Every time I say
That's
his name,
funny.
you have to get some of that.
Hey,
But
so the Big 12 schedule is out. There are no easy games at all.
and we don't. So we play everybody in the Big 12. Or this is.
I don't think
Is
we play
Houston?
everybody.
What's their basketball team like? I don't know much about their basketball team.
Well,
That's
they're
who starts the
usually
season
And
the
number
last couple
one.
seasons they've been top 5. So
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, good. Wonderful.
Kelvin
Nice.
Sampson,
We have a tough
January
conference, man.
6th.
God
That's the
damn that
first
Big 12
conference.
conference.
Cincinnati.
Tough.
Is Yellow at home?
Yes.
So we don't play everybody
That
like
is
home and
tough.
away like we usually do. We only have away game, a couple only away games, and a couple only home games.
Well, this is the first time in a long. Actually, it's the first time since we joined the Big 12 that we don't have an even
Right.
amount of teams where we're able to play everybody twice. So now things get a little crazy.
Isn't
right?
Colorado coming
so
to
you,
Big 12?
Some of these people you only play once.
Isn't Colorado
Gotcha.
coming to
So
the
we
Big 12
play
next year?
we play everybody, but not
Crazy.
everybody twice.
correct? Yes.
That's tough. Radford.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't get our usual. We play them at home and then we play them away. We don't get that this
Bro,
year.
this
Nice
is a
one, try
beast.
coming.
This is a beast of a schedule, bro. I ain't gonna lie to
It
you.
is.
This is
Darius
wild.
gonna try to come in here and steal. Shout out to Darius
Oh,
Nichols
for
at
sure.
Radford. He gonna try to come in here and steal one.
Why wouldn't he?
I mean, he's just guns blazing. Yeah. So go off some of these teams. KJ.
Can we
So
go
let
back
me go to the
Biggs.
start. This is the preseason stuff, and then we'll get into the big.
Yeah.
We talked some of this with
Sheesh.
Coach Eilert on our interview available on our YouTube channel.
Oh, we did. You would have had an interview last week on our YouTube channel. Dave didn't.
Who were we interviewing?
So we got. So
Me and Ash. I was interviewing Ash.
So George
We were interviewing
Mason
each other.
is an exhibition game. Then we started with Missouri State at home, Monmouth, Jackson State. Those should all be wins. Should be.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. SMU,
What do
that's
you-
gonna be tough.
Where do you see our first tough game at?
SMU.
SMU?
Yeah.
Is that St. Mary's? What is that?
No. Southern Methodist. They're out of Texas too.
They good or something? Like,
Yeah,
what? You said that's our
yeah.
first?
They're like one of those. They're like one of those mid-major teams that always like every year beat upset.
Make it
Yeah,
upset.
they get upset. So that's I don't know if it'll be a tough game, but I think we'll definitely have to be on upset alert. Like to what I mean. Like that ain't gonna be no walk in the park. And
Yeah.
then
That's at SMU. Yeah.
that's in a tournament. That's in Florida.
Okay. Okay, yeah,
And then if we win that, Virginia or Wisconsin, which either one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bellarmine, that should be a win. St.
Shit
John's.
gets real after that.
Yeah, St. John's, Pitt,
Drexel's
tough.
UMass.
Is Drexel tough?
Tough.
It shouldn't be,
Yeah,
but
Drexel.
the thing about this year's schedule is that you don't know how the team is gonna perform. You got to see. I feel like we got to see two or
True.
three games to see like the offensive
Isn't
and
that what's
defensive
great about
schemes.
the thing that's crazy about basketball in comparison to football? Like, granted, I think that preseason rankings for either is just stupid. Like, it never ends up being what it is. But football's a little closer. Like, basketball, you never know what can happen, right? Like, anything can happen, especially when you get into tournament time. Psh, it's like the one sport where you can go in and literally just fucking have a stellar week and come out on top. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
The one thing that we always did a good job at is scheduling like top teams in their conferences. So our non-conference schedule is really good. So I think Josh talked about it a little bit too. So when it comes to like if we lose to a team that's not in our conference, like a Toledo, they normally win their conference. So it's not a bad loss for us. You know what I mean?
That's
so
smart.
It's smart scheduling on
Yeah.
our part.
There's
Very.
a lot of analytics that
Yeah.
usually go into that, so that's why our schedule is great. It has tough teams, so that if we do lose, it doesn't put us out of like too much out of contention for like the tournament and all that. So
Yeah, strength of schedule always gets measured.
right. I've noticed that like upsets in college basketball are way more. They happen way more than in football. I don't think a whole lot of upsets
True.
happen in college football. Usually the better team wins. in
Sometimes,
college.
but not
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
So I wonder why that is.
That's a good question. That is a really good question. And also, I noticed, like, this past year, I don't know why, but did you guys, like, feel that, like, tournament time this year was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's kind of how I felt. It was
Basketball?
not your usual. I don't even know.
Cinderella?
Like, it was completely unexpected. There was teams that were doing well that you never would have thought was going to do. Like, it was a very bizarre year in tournament time.
But again, I think we're gonna have
Am I wrong? Felt that this year.
I think we're gonna have a way better team than what everyone expects. Like, we got some players. I'm excited to see them, man. When is Mountaineer Madness, Dave? You know? Of course not.
I'm looking for
Do
it.
we
What are you
know?
talking about?
No. Don't look for it.
Are all the waivers in yet? What's going on?
You still don't know about Raekwon, right?
That's
Jesus.
a big.
So
That's
it's
that's-
October 6th,
Whew.
and there's an article about Raekwon today that they updated during the.
Who wrote it?
No.
I wrote it.
Oh, Eilert gave update.
Oh, he did.
The Raekwon battle waiver situation, blah, 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 blah. It's still an ongoing process. It's still ongoing. It's in their hands, Eilert said. There's been some communication back and forth to get the information they need on some follow-up issues. We've been getting that to them in a timely fashion, and I look forward to getting an answer in the coming weeks.
So what the fuck? They're gonna when they're gonna announce it the night before our first game? Like what
That's
the?
what I'm saying. That's what's crazy. Number one, to make it go that long. Number one. Number two, the fact that you're gonna make it so this kid's not gonna be able to play for fucking anybody.
That's just crazy.
Which I guess he wouldn't anyway.
They did that
right?
to
Because
Omar,
that seems
didn't
to be
they?
the issue.
They just decided that his season was done and he could never play college athletics again.
Yeah.
See, that's wrong, dude. That makes me want to cry. This is wrong. Wrong.
I don't know.
Just wrong.
I don't know where Omar came from though. I think he
Came from
came
Manhattan.
straight from overseas. Oh, he played at Manhattan.
Yeah.
before? Oh.
Play with
Yeah,
Jose.
I don't know why they
think.
did that. Yeah, that was messed up. That's messed up. Man.
I think it's crazy. Like, I understand that you don't want people transferring multiple times and all that stuff. However, shouldn't that have been explained before they were picked up by somebody? I'm just saying.
Exactly. Like put the rules
That
down.
seems
Make
so
some, make some
wrong.
rules.
Exactly. Throw a rule out there and just say, after this year, no more transfers, guys. If you transfer again after you've already transferred, you're not going to be eligible.
Yeah, it's all,
Don't just.
it's all fucked
I feel
up.
so bad for some of these kids, man. That's fucked up.
It's all fucked up.
So fucked up.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to it for
yeah.
basketball season. Edwards.
And see, that's also wrong. So yeah, like these kids that left Manhattan was because they lost their coach. So you're telling me that, like, I don't get it.
Yeah, stick through
don't
some
get it.
shit. That's what we saying. I'm the NCAA.
But
I put my NCAA
when we lost
hat.
our coach, our guys were allowed to leave and go somewhere else.
That was different.
How's it different? Because we're West Virginia and you can leave, but you can't
Do
come?
you want me to put my NCAA hat on?
Yes,
I work for
please.
the NCAA. Look,
Okay,
these
here we
kids
go.
gotta
Say it.
stick through some shit, man. Yeah, we were trying to navigate the waters of this new portal deal. It was new to us too, but now we're realizing it's fucking up the game, man. It's fucking up the
I
game.
would
with
NCAA.
just say
basketball.
that. Then.
Make some rules.
Yeah, just say that then.
Put some rules in
Don't
place.
listen.
Don't
We
take
go-
back what you already said just because you fucked up. Like,
Listen,
don't do that.
Damn right. Thank you, Kate. Yes.
We fly
Yes.
by the seat of
Rebuttal.
our pants here. We go as we go. You know what I mean? Like we ain't gotta do none of that.
Wow,
KJ?
NCAA not being fair. What a
What a
surprise! Surprise!
But it's interesting. So do tell NCAA, why are you more lenient with the bigger schools when they have guys that have had transfers multiple times,
Let's be
but
real.
they can go to those schools?
All right, let's
Yeah.
be real about it. Those schools help pay the bills. They keep the lights on. The Dukes, the North Carolinas.
They keep the
You know what I
lights
mean?
on.
They
It's
the
crazy.
Oklahoma footballs. They
pay your salary.
We're trying to So be thankful that we're letting these players go to these schools to help your school out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Thanks,
I just
NCAA.
wish.
Appreciate your
Yeah,
explanation.
I just wish you guys would stay consistent with your rules that you make. That's all I want. Is a little bit of consistency.
By the way, we need a. Can we have a
We
segment
saved.
during our show where it's let's talk to the NCAA, and that's where John gets to play that
NCAA
guy
hat on.
because he plays it very well.
Listen, KJ, we saved you from making all this money when you were in school. You guys weren't ready for that. Now they got the Instagrams. They're making money. We couldn't stop it now. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they already
That's
making money
true.
off.
That
of,
is true. That's a really good point.
So
So
why
we
are
had to
coaches
let it
allowed to
happen.
just jump
Right.
ship at any given moment? Why?
Coaches are different.
Haven't they always been?
Yeah,
able
I'm
to do
saying
that?
like, why are they the exception? Why can a person that recruited them just dip out and they're expected to stay?
Because it's a job.
Coach
Sign
signed a contract.
for it. Yeah, the coach signs a contract.
But
It's a job. It's
Dave,
a business. It's a different.
when the coach leaves, a player's allowed to leave.
But what about
That's
Omar
in the
and
rules.
Jose? Omar and Raekwon, they left the same reason.
Omar didn't leave. because
They lose their
That's what
coach.
Yeah,
we just read
that's
that.
what he just said. Omar.
Oh, see, that's messed
Yeah,
up. Then I
that's what
didn't
it
know
said
that.
with Omar and Jose.
So then what the
Jose
fuck?
and
Then
Omar
what's
left
the
That's
at
what I'm
two
problem?
saying.
different
No
times.
consistency.
I'm confused.
What? Confused about what?
All I know is we better get Raekwon signed up, bro, or else it's gonna be hell to
Amen.
pay. Like,
Please, dear
I
God.
might go to the NCAA offices and,
Surely-
and do something.
They're not gonna let it come down to. They're not gonna let it come down to the line and then say nope.
They did what
Surely.
they did with Jose last year. That was crazy. Like that was insane.
That's true. That was crazy. You're right.
that was
You're right. I forgot about that.
was insanity.
Crazy.
We was blaming Manhattan and everything.
Do we think
Yeah.
Deshaun's going to
We
get
got
like a
some.
loud cheer when he's announced for the first time as assistant coach?
Oh my God,
Oh, for
yes.
sure.
For sure.
They all gonna get.
Like Ruoff's been there a
Jordan.
while, so I
You know
think
what
the
they
crowd's
call it?
used to him.
Yeah.
McCabe's still
yeah.
fresh, but Day is on the wall up there.
Yeah, Day is definitely.
You know what they should do for Mountaineer Madness? Just have the coaching staff.
Is this
play
your?
game.
Can you
They
can you
can't.
simulate putting on
Tough.
your event planning hat real quick before you say that?
Nah.
Nah, we're not about to do that because if they mess around and beat the team, then it's a whole new set of issues
They're not
that
gonna do
we got to deal with. That's a whole new set of questions we got to answer.
They're not gonna beat that. They have
Shit,
to
they
go-
be doing
have-
it. They be doing it at
You
open
got some
gym.
managers with NIL deals in the
Nah.
6 figures.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got a whole
They
new. Yeah, we got a whole new set of questions we got to ask then. Nah, we ain't doing that.
You get DJ out there, Deshaun.
They
Ruoff.
all could still play though.
They go. Yeah, they go.
Even Josh
Kid.
though.
I don't know, bro. Josh
Nah,
is the
we
weak link.
We ain't doing that.
Josh can't guard Jesse for nothing. I don't know who could guard Raekwon either. It would just be fun, you know what I mean? Like they would beat up on them.
That's a
Don't
dope.
know.
That's a dope idea though. Just as a
for
yeah.
sure. Me and Truck get out there on the team, you know what I mean?
That's fun.
Gabe. Don't nobody think about this stuff, man. It blows my mind.
So
But so what are we thinking as far as like season? Are we thinking we a NCAA tournament team? Are we gonna be a 20-win team?
well, we
What
told
thinking?
Josh Eilert in our interview available now on YouTube/Final Forecast, our predictions.
Yeah,
But
Dave.
Ash was not there.
Oh, yeah,
she
Ash
also didn't
wasn't
listen
here.
to the episode last week. Have you had time to go back and listen yet?
No.
Well, just going off of the schedule and going off of everything you know so far, what do you think? 20-win team, NCAA tournament, or it's too early to say?
For me personally, I think it's too early to say. But I do have high hope. I don't. But here's the thing: I'm very weirdly superstitious, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid to put that out there.
I think we,
I don't want to put that out there. If I put that out there, I'm afraid I'm going to regret it. So I'm going to say cautiously optimistic. That's it.
Okay.
I said
That's all I'm
we
saying.
make the tournament and win at least one game in the tournament, whatever that looks like.
Okay.
I don't think yeah, I mean I don't disagree with
Okay.
that. But I don't want to put it out there.
So that's a successful season in my eyes for Josh.
I feel, and here's the other thing too, right? I feel definitely the past couple years for sure, with our previous basketball teams, it's been, oh my God, these guys look great. You know what I mean? This is it. This is the team. This is gonna be our next Final Four team.
Nah,
People have been saying it,
you think so?
and yet
What
With
team?
this team?
What team did they say that we
With this
could
team?
run the Final Four with? Who was on that team?
They try to say
definitely
it every-
the year before
Well, they
last.
try to
Who was on that?
Was it the year before last, or was it
Who
last
was on that
year?
team? Trying to think.
Bro, every good team that we have on paper, it reminds them of the
feel-
Final Four team every time.
Every time. You hear all this chatter going into the season, it's like, oh man, those guys look great.
I've never.
This is going to be it. This is going to be the
The
guys. We got
Final
this guy.
Four
We got
team?
this
Yeah.
guy. They're going to be.
I've heard
I've
that.
never heard that
Definitely.
disrespectful shit.
I've
I never
definitely
heard it.
that.
I've never heard. That's so disrespectful.
I have.
So-
I have.
Jamel King. No.
So do we
Taz,
think that
Sean,
This is
fuck no.
20
That was the team.
so 20 win
21-22.
was it 21?
so 20
Yep, that's
win
the team.
team.
Oh, the COVID team that couldn't play.
No, this was 21-22. the COVID team that couldn't play was 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah.
2020, 2021.
So this.
So does Josh keep his job if it's a 20 win season, one win
I
in the NCAA?
personally
Would you
think
bring
if-
him back?
Yes,
I would definitely bring
absolutely.
him back,
I
too.
think
Bringing
Yeah,
Josh back
I
if he go
think-
0-28.
So you bringing him back regardless, no matter what.
Bringing Josh back regardless,
Okay,
man.
okay, I like
That's
it.
not gonna
that's
happen.
it, ride or die.
I like
Ride
it.
or die over here. AD J Flow don't give a fuck. Like I don't care about what the fans saying. We don't care. That's what I would say though. Like, but that's what I would say though if I was an AD. Like, look, this is who we riding with for the next 2 years. Y'all deal with it, man. This is what we doing. Like, you gotta
100%,
stand
I
by
don't
your
disagree.
decision. This is what we doing.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't want
This
to.
is
That
it.
cut.
We bought
that
in.
cuts out all the. Or fire him. He needs to be fired. It's not happening. Like it's not happening. We're not doing that. I'm coming out and I'm defending the
I
coaches I
do.
hired.
I will say I feel differently about Josh than the way I do feel about Neil in the respect of Josh has been with this team for a long time, right? Like at this point, I feel like he's West Virginia.
But
I'm here with it. I'm riding.
But
with
even
it.
with Neil though, like going into this season, like I would come out as the AD and say Neil's here for the rest of the season. We don't need to hear nothing about fire him in the middle of
Agreed.
the season.
Agreed.
So now my coach
Agreed. I don't disagree.
can focus on the season and not have to worry about all this dumb shit.
Agreed. I don't disagree with that. He's not going anywhere during the season. We can't be doing
I'm
that.
a great AD, man. I don't know when this needs to happen. You know what I mean?
Are you coming for Ren Baker's job? Because I think he's gonna have something to
Nah,
say.
that's my
about
guy, and his shoe game is fire, so I can't really compete. when
His
it
shoe
comes
game
to-
is fire.
My shoe game slums.
That was another episode of the Final Forecast featuring me, one of your co-hosts, Kevin Jones, my boy Jay Flo in the building,
You.
lovely co-host Ashley,
That's me.
and super producer Dave. See y'all next time. Peace.